What is up, everybody? I am your host, Big Joe, and with me, as always, is the homie Julio the Don. So, what's up, Julio?
What it do, baby?
Man, we're gonna hop right into it. We are coming off the what I consider was gonna be just kind of like another fight for Tank Davis against
Mhm.
Lamont Roach. We're coming off that split decision draw, I guess is what they called it,
Yeah,
and a majority decision draw, whatever.
majority decision draw.
One judge had it for Tank, two had it as a draw, and I'm looking at this fight and I'm like, what the hell just happened? Because to me,
What in the fuck?
dog, watching that fight, I was like, okay, like I'm not the biggest Tank Davis fan by any means,
No,
but I was like, okay, he's about to wipe the floor with Lamont Rose. Like,
I think everybody saw it that way.
I,
You're not
I
the
mean,
only one.
I don't know if everybody, but I know I did, and I know you
Mhm.
did, right? Like we
Mhm.
talked about it,
Yep.
and we were of the mindset, hey, easy work,
Yep.
tune up, fight for something bigger for Tank, I guess.
Yeah.
And as the rounds went on, it got more and more lopsided. Tank's known to
Mhm.
be a slow starter,
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
so we kind of expected, okay, he's going to start off slow, he's going to take a few rounds, just kind of calculate, assess the situation, and then we're going to kind of go from there. And he's going to break them down systematically, 1, 2, 3, and we're done, right?
Yep.
But it never happened. Like Tank never really got going. He looked like he was getting countered all night,
Bro.
and some of them counters were staggering him, wobbling him.
Mhm.
And before I knew it, I was like, "Oh, this fool really about to he about to shock the world here. Lamont Roach is about to shock the world."
Bro, that is to say the least. I mean, you said it perfectly the first time. When we talked about this before, this is one of those things. I know that I said it too was, again, tune up fight for Tank. Nothing that he has to worry about. You're looking at one fighter that has a 93% knockout rating. The other one has 40% knockout rating. To me, it almost seemed to be like, again, like you said, a tune-up fight for Tank. Something getting him ready or getting him prepared for something bigger, right? Um, when you look at the tail of the tape, the tail of the tape tells you that before this bout, Tank was 30-0-0. Lamont Roach Jr. is 25-1-1. So that by itself, I mean, I know it doesn't say a lot. Again, I haven't watched Roach Jr. fight very much. Haven't even really heard of him until this fight, right? So I was kind of skeptical and like, I mean, just like every other boxer that fights against Tank, they're always running their mouth. They're always saying something. There's always a lot of that media back and forth thing that they do before the fight just to get you prepared for the fight. And it seemed to me like, here we go again. Here's another fighter that's calling out Tank that doesn't have the skills, that isn't going to be able to go toe to toe with him in the ring. And you got what you expected out of Tank. He started out really slow, and then he looked like he was trying to get something set up. And Mr. Lamont Roach Jr. just did not let that happen at all throughout the entire fight, which was very surprising to me. He was able to keep Tank at bay. He was landing his
Mhm.
own heavy shots throughout the fight, staggering him at times. That one knee that he took, I think in the 4th or 6th round, I can't
Mm-mm.
remember which round it was.
It was
That
later
was
than that. I don't remember what round it was,
that
but
was bullshit. That to me was bullshit.
nah,
That should
he
have been
took a
counted as a
knee,
knockdown. No,
like
no, no. I
he
don't want to
got
hear this.
hit. He looked at the ref, and then
Yeah,
he was just like, "Oh, let me take a
take a
knee
knee.
right quick." That should have been a knockdown. That's
That
a
should have been
10-8
yeah,
round at that point.
yeah.
And
That's a
that's
knockdown.
a count,
Yeah.
mandatory. For whatever reason, the ref like let the whole right in the middle of the round. It was like a timeout.
Yeah.
He goes to his corner. They wipe his face. He's
Something
giving him
about
time to
sweat in his eye.
recover.
Yeah. Mhm.
When the hell have you ever seen a boxer be, oh,
Never.
timeout, timeout,
Never,
bruh?
never.
And
That's
the
why to
ref
me
just let it go.
yeah, that's why to me, at that point of the fight, I was like, "That's it. It's a wrap. We're about to see somebody be raised, have their hand raised by the end of this fight saying, 'and the new.'"
And the new.
And we didn't get that. Instead, we got a majority decision draw. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now?
And you know what's funny is Roach in his post fight presser, he was like, "We were talking shit, you know,"
Mhm.
and he said that Tank was telling him, he like in the 11th round, he's like, "You ain't gonna win this fight. You ain't gonna win this fight," and he told him, "Why not? Right? Like I'm busting your ass. Why not?"
Yeah,
And he said, "They ain't gonna give it to you. They ain't gonna give you this fight."
bro.
And sure enough, I mean, whether that's true or not, we don't really know. We weren't in there. But the fact that Tank's like, shit, you might be beating me, but you ain't gonna beat me.
Yeah. That to me right there, if I've
And
never talked bad about
he gets
the
that
sport
New
of
York
boxing.
love, bro.
Yeah, and
So
here's the thing, I've never talked bad about the sport of boxing. There's been a lot of controversial calls where people will say that that fight was robbed and this and that and the other. And a lot of time I'm very just in down the middle, even kill. You went to the judges' scorecards is good. But this one right here, bro, this
bro,
one,
it's shit
it
like
couldn't
this.
it couldn't have been more blatant that that was a fixed fucking
It's
fight
shit
for
like
Tank
this
to
that
win.
makes you understand why boxing is criticized so heavily
Oh,
for
yeah, for
corruption.
sure. Hell
Shit
yeah.
like this, bro. Like, come on, dog. I don't know who watched that fight that was like, Tank clearly won that fight. And if you did, you're a Tank Davis fan.
For real,
You're
because
a Tank Davis stan, bro.
if you were watching that fight, you could have easily, even if you were a Tank Davis fan, easily given that fight to Roach. Easily. There's nothing throughout the entirety of that fight that made me think, oh, Tank Davis got this one.
Right.
Oh, he got it won. I was beside myself when I heard the decision. I honestly gave that fight, just me watching the fight as a fan, as a boxing fan, that went to Lamont Roach Jr. I don't care what you say. Call me a Tank hater if you want, but it is what it is. The man outboxed Tank. Not only did he take his power shots, he has a hell of a chin, but he was giving power shots to begin on the side as well. So I don't want to hear no Tank haters in our comments talking about, oh, Tank won that fight, this and that and the other. He lost. If you're an actual boxing fan and you watch boxing regularly, you know for a damn fact he lost that damn fight, and it should have been his first L. That's bottom line.
Absolutely, bro. I do believe that Lamont Roach went in there with a game plan. He
Hell yeah.
executed it to perfection.
Yep.
He said, I know Tank Davis's tells. It looked like he was prepared for Tank, bro. And it looked
Yeah.
like Tank was not prepared for Lamont Roach. It looked like Tank went in there thinking, easy work,
Mm-hmm.
no reaction. We about to just wax that ass and be on
Yep.
our way. And
Yep.
then ultimately, you saw who wanted it more.
Yeah.
And Tank has the skill level to where he doesn't necessarily have to always come in at his A1 best because
Yep.
his skills, his God-given ability, right, is going to make up for any
Yep.
preparation that he didn't necessarily take part in.
Yeah.
But I do think that Roach just came in and he had a plan and it worked to perfection. He
One of
was
the things
wearing him
that
out.
was
Like I said, the counters were killing. And he's a guy that's gonna kill you with the counter,
mm-hmm.
and he just couldn't get it off, bro. Like he
The thing
get
that I
counter, he
found.
tried to throw one back,
Mm-hmm.
and Roach he was ready for it, right? Like
Yeah.
he wasn't about to get caught.
Yeah, the thing that I found interesting though was in his post-fight interview with Roach, he did say, "I can see why people have problems with Tank. I can see why they have problems with Tank. I'm not going
He's
to tell you
twitchy.
what
He
they
says,
are."
"Yeah,"
Yeah, he said, "I'm not going to tell you what they are because y'all just going to turn around and tell him."
and tell
He's
him.
like, but yeah, I can see why people have trouble with him in the ring. But we were prepared for all of that." And I was like, "You could tell. Obviously, you can tell."
Hey, he said before the fight that his dad was gonna be trainer of the year,
Mhm.
and the way he had his son prepared,
Yes.
he was damn sure ready to go to war. And he got caught with some shots and he ate them.
Yeah.
And he said, after I took his best shot, I was ready to go. He was like,
Mhm.
I knew it was on at that point. He's like, I
Mhm.
ate his best shot.
Nothing.
Not a lot of guys can take it. Now, the one
Nope.
thing that he was really heavily guarding against was those body shots,
Oh,
those
yeah.
those left hooks to the liver.
Mhm.
He wasn't gonna get caught with one of those.
Yep.
So Roach did a hell of a job, man. He to me My humble opinion, he was robbed. It was I'm not gonna say
I
it was just
agree.
a landslide fight, but it was a
No,
close fight.
very close.
But to me, Roach did enough. Tank landed a little bit more power shots, but Roach was way more active. He was
Mhm,
more aggressive.
mhm,
He was landing the cleaner shots.
mhm.
He was more effective.
Yep.
But you give it a draw, just kind of I guess say face. I don't know, man. I guess you can kind of see where something like that would have went down, but
And I
it's
think
kind of
this
like
is gonna
to
turn
beat a
into
man, you got to
another
beat him, and
yeah,
he didn't beat him.
and I
So
think this is gonna turn into another Tank versus Pitbull scenario where he's not gonna pick that fight up again. If they offer it to him, he's probably gonna be like, "Nah, I already beat him. Why am I gonna try to fight him
well, he
again?"
didn't beat him. It was a
Well, yeah,
draw.
but I mean, that's the way the Tank is gonna put it.
So
Seeing
what
seeing
got
Tank
solved in 12 rounds?
seeing
Nothing.
Tank's record, the way that he when he fights somebody that actually gives him a challenge, typically right after that, it's a very I'm done. I already fought him. Move on to the next one. Let's just keep moving. And that's what's gonna piss boxing fans off. It's gonna piss them off a lot.
You don't think he'll run it back?
I doubt it. I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
I think he'd run it back, but I think he'd be more prepared.
Could be. I could be wrong. Y'all let us know in the comments if you think I'm wrong. If you think they're gonna run it back. Let us know what your thoughts are on that.
Absolutely, man. So, with that being said, we do want to thank everybody for just taking the time to enjoy this content. We do appreciate all the love and support. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube, to the TikTok, to the
IG.
Instagram, all of it. And with that being said, we will see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.